Hey YouTube, best and worst of the rest of the teams that some worked okay, some didn't work great, some were actually, I kind of ran with a couple of them, but want to bring them all to you and go over my thought process on the teams and why I put them together. So we ran double ghost line, we ran double dragon line, we ran quagsire in the beginning, we ran froslass a few times. So the first team was basically a best of everything. I really think that the mud boy in quagsire is very, very underrated in this meta. It is strong against like everything, right? You have the main normal typings in double, and this is a good matchup. I catch multiple times, he catches multiple times. This is MVP matchup stuff right here. You resist, so you do well against double and Vigoroth. You do great against dunsparce because you resist the rock. You do neutral to dragons. You have the Stone Edge for flyers. You have the Stone Edge for froslass. That is why I think it's so well rounded. I think froslass is still one of the best in this meta. Again, you are resisting all the counter moves here. Obviously, ghost for everything else. You can hit for, I mean, avalanche or shadow ball is just such a great sort of coverage move. And then lantern, there are froslasses. The double ghost line is very common, and lantern is such a hard punish to the double ghost line because you can, and they catch on me right there, so nice catch there. It's such a hard punish to the double ghost line because you destroy Jellicent with the electric, and it only takes 2 surfs to take out the froslass. So it's such an easy matchup there. So I just thought like 3 of the best Pokemon in this meta. The weaknesses of this team are you're double weak to grass, hard. Like you have no answer to grass straight up, right? You have to just like, you're either double weak with Quag, I'm running ABA style here, right? So I'm running, they catch on their froslass here too. Or did I anticipate that and I baited them? I anticipated and then I baited them. You're double weak to grass. There's not a ton of grass in this meta, right? One of the main grass is Abomasnow, which you can hit for Stone Edge, so it's not terrible. So that was one of the weaknesses on this team. Other than that, like, you have a couple that can kind of deal with dragon. You have a couple that deal with flyers. You have like 1 plus mirror match to deal, and you do actually pretty well with Quag against the froslass too, so you got something to deal with that. So definitely options. Strong pairing, that's what you see in the back. I use a fighter just for a little better coverage for in the last matchup here. I use a fighter for a better coverage for the normal typing. You still do well against them, but it's just a little trickier. First team here was Kofa, Dragonair, and Regirock. And I have mentioned multiple times that this Dragonair versus froslass matchup is very easy for the Dragonair. You will get 2 shields with ease here, especially with a little bit of energy advantage. So I'm going to take switch, or I'm going to take 2 shields, and both are a great situation. Unfortunately, they're left with like a couple HP. So am I going to come with a Kofa and just get 1 claw off and have to shield the Shadow Ball, or I'm going to come in here, take the move, do resisted lock-on downs to get to a move, and save my shield. So we are going resisted lock-on downs to grab a shield. I like Regirock because of this coverage. Focus Blast, there's a ton of normal running around. So for Focus Blast for all those normal typings, and Stone Edge for your froslass and flyers. Great combo right there. Able to chip that substantially. I'm going to shield here because they know they have crunch, and it's probably going to be one of the hardest moves I have to take here. Cofagrigus is, again, just general, like if froslass is everywhere, great, you can do that. The normal typings outside of dunsparce, most of the stuff is still resisted outside of the nuke, so you do well there. Do okay against like everything else. I ended up changing to Swampert in one of these matchups. I think it's because I saw like a froslass lead. No, I saw Swampert lead. But Swampert, but you're like, Swampert has a terrible matchup against Dragonair. I know. I tried to catch here. So I let the first one go, and I assumed that they would throw the second Hydro right on CMP here, which is right there. So I tried to catch, and they came with a Vigoroth, and the problem was a lot of these, not a lot of these Pokemon are better with shield. I mean, every Pokemon's kind of better with shields, but it was one of those things where it's like, you can grab, I just didn't like what ended up happening was I just did not like the combo between the Dragon Breath damage and this is one of my losses because I accidentally clicked. I was like, I thought I was just, I don't know what I was doing. I just accidentally clicked there. But I wanted more charge move pressure, even though you have a lot of charge move pressure with Shadow Ball and the Regirock new, so I don't need to change it. Like, you can run Dragonair. Dragonair was not bad. I just get like double Hydroed here, and then they take out my Hydro there with the Regi too, so it's just a bad combo. So even though Swampert does make this team better per se, and it does make you then double week 2 grass in the back. So I scrapped that. Like, I put in Swampert, but then I scrapped the team pretty quick anyways. So I think we have the Swampert one coming up here. Yeah, this one I lead Regirock, and this one my thought process was just grab more like shields. This lead Regirock. Regirock can nuke. That was my thought process, right? My thought process was Regirock can nuke on the lead, grab a ton of shields, and if you grab shields, Swampert against most things up a shield is going to dominate. So that was my thought process on that. So I already grabbed one shield from the Froslass. I'm either going to grab the second one or take this out here. So I grabbed the second one. They get to a move, and I remember shielding because I'm at Stone Edge. Like, you get to get to the lock on Stone Edge is so fast. So I'm gonna take it, and well, they caught an Altaria. Not an amazing catch, but a catch nonetheless. So we are farming. I know I can take a move. And I'm just gonna do exactly what I say never to do and just throw blindly. Okay, no, I didn't throw it blindly here. I remember throwing blindly into I threw a Shadow Ball into like a normal type, like a dunsparce once. I'm like, why are you throwing? You don't need to throw immediately. Anyways, I did not throw immediately. I'm able to get multiple Dark Pulses off here. And they throw here, which is perfect because now Swampert is going to just sweep this end game. I just need to worry about a catch is the only my sort of potential lose condition, so I'm not going to throw. I expect a catch because Hydro would not take out from this range, and then they could have got a move off, and then they got a move off, so I expected that. So I waited. I will get the Earthquake off to take this out, and then I'll have a Hydro to take out the Noctowl there. So that was the thought process behind that team. So you see lanturns on a lot of them. I think lantern was great. Again, dragon is tough for lantern, but outside of dragon, there's not a lot of grass, and then you're just kind of dominating. Araquanaid, spider, water spider. I dominated with this thing in a recent Gym Breakers. It's tanky. This is a dumb bait. There's no reason to bait here. You just go for the nuke. This is so stupid. Never bait. You're neutral. So the problem is bug is resisted by ghost. So that is your main problem. You are resisted by ghost. Which, again, Froslass, Jellicent, everywhere. What started popping up were two things. Oranguru, and there's other people who put out double to triple poison team, not poison, psychic teams. You have Cress everywhere. You have Hypno coming up a bunch. You have Bruxish coming up now. You have Oranguru everywhere. And Psychic is weak to bug. So I put in the bulkiest bug Pokemon. Cover your flyer weakness with Lanturn. And this is probably why I went back to Froslass too, because you can see that Froslass again on the bottom. I think the Lanturn Froslass core is very, very, very strong because you have you're just like great in all neutral situations, essentially, right? Both of them are such spammy Pokemon. Lanturn has some bulk with it. You're able to just take so many neutral matchups. So I was just trying to find a third that worked. The problem with the spider here, I ran into a lot of ghosts and I ran into a lot of flyers. And everything is resisted with those two. So that was unfortunate. Get the surf off there, and then I just farm down. I would have had double surf, right? So letting one go does not change the outcome there. But here we go. And here we go. This is the triple psychic team. And they are just stuck. They have nowhere to go here. I bait. I didn't even get to the move. I think they're just like flustered or didn't know the counts. So I lower their attack. They're going to lower my defense. Fine. Immediately come into Lanturn now, which is a good matchup. I'm up shield, and then yeah, as you can see, this is going where this is going. Actually, is this not a triple psychic? I thought it would be a triple psychic team. Maybe it wasn't a triple psychic team, or maybe it was. I forget. Anyways, full farm down, up shield, have energy. This game is pretty straightforward. And then the last one, I used the same core because I think the core is great. Except where's your weakness? You're sort of double weak to dunsparce, right? Rock and ground coverage there. So that is why I used froslass and Lanturn with a fighter to deal with dunsparce. Oh, I think the last lineup was legit just a hard counter the double ghost lineup. Quite honestly, like primeape, very easy to deal with dunsparce. Lanturn will deal with Jellicent and froslass. So you just come in with either whatever one comes in. You come in with Lanturn, take switch, keep switch on the front, froslass in the mirror match, or against Jellicent is fine in the back. Because considering you'll be even shields minimum. Anyways, they do have the double ghost line, and I'm gonna get Shadow Ball off and win, and yep. And then Primeape here against a Lanturn. Get off. Is this the one I boost? I remember boosting in one of them, and I was very happy. So I think this may be the one I boost in. Yeah, because then they have a Kingdra in the middle, and I'm boosted in it. I don't ramp up, but yeah, they just come in immediately, and it's just like Kingdra's too glassy to deal with a boosted counter user, right? That's the main drawback of Kingdra. So I'm going to take this all the way down. I'm going to I get to a move, so they have to throw the Octazooka. So I grabbed a shield, and I took this mostly down. I can come farm with Froslass, and then Froslass with energy is just a beast. So loaded with energy. Out comes the Lanturn. I was worried about it. Not worried. I know I make a switch here. Because what's the common lineup that I saw with this team? Lanturn, Kingdra, and another dragon. Yeah, another dragon. That's a common lineup. So I was like, oh, if this is actually that lineup, like a dragon lineup, I need to save Froslass for the end game, because Lanturn against a dragon is a bad situation. So team recognition, almost able to get the full farm down. They do farm me down here, which is rough. I will get one move off here to take it out. I was going to say, Skytech will hurt, so I probably have to shield, and now it is a race to the Shadow Ball and Surf, and I do take the matchup. So those are the best of the rest that just did not work as well as I wanted them to. Oh, I think I got another one here. Right. I got this one, because same thing, like tough lead. Come in here, tough switch. Good news is I will grab a shield. I'll grab a shield. They'll take me out, but then I'm now going to have to work around here. So Primeape coming in here is not going to help, because they are a ghost with a fire fast move. So I have to come Lanturn, even though I have a terrible matchup against in the front there. I'll just take any move, because I think 2-shield Primeape is the best option, because I can still throw Night Slashes, and they're running Psycho Cut, so it's not like it's going to add up a ton on me with the Primeape. So I have to just kind of go double like Night Slash for the win here. And they hard counter, it's a whole hard counter lineup, because their backline is Abomasnow. So it's a straight hard counter lineup, right? Abomasnow on my Lanturn, Marowak on my Froslass, and Cress on my on my primeape, but being able to grab a shield in the mid game there with froslass, I'm now able to use that sort of shield advantage to my advantage here. That I will have to double shield this, or else I'll be taken out, which is fine because I'm going to come out as a counter user against a ice type, ice and grass, but ice type. I know my win condition is probably primeape, so I'm going to counter a couple times and then catch the weather ball resisted on the lanturn. So now they have to take me out with, they have to get to multiple moves essentially. And because of Abomasnow's Glassy, and because I chipped it with surf with counters, it is now basically in 2 surf range. So that is how you defeat a entirely hard counter team against yours for the win. So that is the best of the rest and worst. Nothing here that made me gain a bunch of yellow. Like it was all just sort of like neutralish. And you must be thinking like, why did you run the same core basically 3 times if it's not gaining you? I still think that like the core is extremely strong given the meta. So I ended with the bottom team on a 4-1 run. I think I'm probably going to use that same bottom core, but with a different front Pokemon, because I'm seeing psychics like crazy. I won't go after the psychics again, but I've got a different Pokemon I want to use. So if you see me on Wednesday, I'm probably running the bottom with a different front line, different front Pokemon. That is it. Thanks for watching. Great League remix teams tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon for sure, just going to be a Great League team. Like I said in my other video, I'm going to a concert tomorrow night, so I'm leaving at like 6 and I won't get home till like 11:30. So what I may try and do is have this set up and do some battles on like 4 to 4:30. Shoot the video very, very quick before dinner, and then out. So you may get a remix team tomorrow. So stay tuned. By tomorrow, I mean Friday morning after the league turns over. Anyways, that's it. Appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.